Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I am checking out our dealership in Gadsden, Alabama, and not too terribly far away is a place called Bluntsville where one of our better customers, Haynes Farm Transportation, is up here. And today I get to do a ride around in a 379. It's not typically what we're always showing on the channel, but the walk around and the ride along is going to be pretty fun. So make sure you follow along. We're about to take a trip in an old school truck and talk to some of the drivers, or one of the drivers here from Haynes. So let's flip this camera around. We're gonna get this going. Here it is. This is what we get to ride around in today. This is an early 90s 379. The owner said it came originally with a B model cat engine in it. They have since changed that over to an E model, which is the electronic engine, I should say. I almost said digital, but I knew that wasn't right. So it's an electronic engine. I think they had a 40-pin wiring harness to that one, and they've done the complete changeover from going from a B model to what's in there now. Still cat powered. We didn't talk a whole lot about horsepower or anything like that, so I want to try to remember to cover that in the ride along. But yeah, still cat powered. You can see they've got some cab and sleeper panels on there. They did the second box behind the fuel tank. Now that quarter fender looks real close to that tire, but it's got plenty of clearance, and you can tell they didn't really have a whole lot of choice because of where the step boxes were. So not really a whole lot you can do about that. They have since put, I don't think they came factory with that style of exhaust on there. So they have since put that exhaust on there. That looks pretty good. Aftermarket visor. They went with the 7 lights on top, 2 grab handles on the hood. That's an old school kind of thing. Looking slick. Oh, kind of a hidden Peterbilt logo behind the grill. From back here, you almost wouldn't notice that. Yeah, it was like I said, they bought this truck in the early 90s. This thing is really slick. One of the oldest trucks in the fleet. What we'll do is we'll do kind of a door opening here, because one thing I noticed, this truck is in fantastic condition. I guess one of the really cool thing about Haynes, looking at this whole operation, is that they've got their own body shop and everything. It's actually peeked back around the corner of the trailer there, but they've got their own body shop. They take really good care of their equipment. They typically prefer the traditional trucks. They've got all 379s and 389s. They keep them all in really fantastic condition. So if you are a 379 traditionalist looking for a truck driving job in central Alabama, I've got some good news for you. All right, so let's see if we can find the driver of this truck and take this thing down the road. Okay guys, I found us a driver and found you. How's it going, Zach?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. All right, so this is, I've been told, one of the oldest trucks in your fleet.
It is.
So tell me about it. How did you guys acquire it? Did you get it new, or has it been around that long, or what's the story behind it?
So we've known the original owner of the truck for a while, and he decided he wanted to get rid of it. And it was actually different color, it was actually a B model. Yep. 1991 379, and we decided to buy it and restore it and put something else in there and just kind of get it up to where we wanted it to be.
Okay. All right. So when you say you did some restoration work on it, did you like, is this the original paint on it, or did you guys throw some paint on this truck?
No, so it was actually yellow originally.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we changed it to the burgundy scheme with black fenders, and we moved it to air ride. Put air ride on it, and changed the motor out to a more instead of B model, got a newer cat in there.
Yeah, so is that it's an air ride front axle, you say?
Well, the cab's not air ride.
Oh, cab's now air ride. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that wasn't a thing back in the early 90s, was it?
No, it definitely didn't ride that good back then.
All right, and so, sir, will you introduce yourself for the semi-casual fans here?
Sure. My name's Josh White.
Josh White.
Yeah,
Josh, how long have you been driving for Haynes?
I've been driving here about 2 years.
Okay. And so this, you was telling me a little while ago, this isn't your everyday ride here.
No, it's not my everyday, but by far one of the most beautiful trucks we have.
Yeah. Are you? Would you consider yourself a traditionalist?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really love 379s too. You know, and what's interesting is this is one of the first 379 ride-alongs we've done. You know, as long as we've been doing semi-casual, we haven't got to do a 379 ride-along yet. So pretty excited about that. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Introduce yourself.
Glenn Haynes.
Glenn, nice to meet you. I've met you a couple of times, but I'm doing this for these folks back home. So Glenn, this is your operation here, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm the owner.
All right. We're just adoring some of your equipment here. We was walking around the parking lot, checking everything out. It looks really good.
I appreciate that. These guys, without these guys here, you know, we couldn't pull it off. But they do a great job.
You know, we have been talking to some of the drivers today, and everybody says this is a very family-oriented environment here at Haynes.
Yes, sir. It is. Started off with my dad, of course, my dad and mom, then myself and my wife, and now my kids and in-laws.
Nice.
But,
so a little bit of
it is all family. Whether we're kin or not, it's family. Back in the day, it was truly family. It was brothers and uncles, cousins. You know, it was truly a blood family. But and we've kept that tradition, even though we're not all family. We like to consider everybody family, and we treat everybody like family.
Yeah, you know, all the most successful businesses, that's how they run. You know, you got to treat people like people, not like numbers, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
We like to know everybody about personal level and get to know them, and you know, that's the kind of way we do business also.
So Glenn, I have a question, because my viewers really love riding in trucks. Is it okay if Josh takes me down the road in this 379?
Oh yes, sir. Definitely.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's oldie but goodie. You know, it's
Actually, the oldest truck in our fleet.
Yeah, it's the oldest one in the fleet. It's a 91.
91. Man.
We
just quick math. What is that? 32 years old, right?
Yes, sir. So,
holy smokes.
Yeah, the paint job, nothing's been recent. It's probably a 3.5.
Yeah, probably a 5-year ago build.
Yeah, probably a 5-year-old paint job. Still looking good. We use Emerald on everything, and we kind of detail. We go into detail prep, you know. But yeah, we like it. We definitely like it, and sure, yeah, I'd love for you to ride around in it.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'd love to ride around. You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do this. Man, it's been a while since I've been in a 379.
Yes, sir.
This is a little nostalgic for me.
Yes, sir.
All right, Josh, how long you been driving trucks?
Over 4 years now.
4 years.
I'm a young buck. I'm only 25.
Oh yeah. Did you say you drove a 379 to start with, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I started one of our 379s here.
Yeah.
And worked here a while and found some favor. And I'm in a nice shiny new 389 now.
Oh, nice. So between the 389 and the 379, what's your thoughts?
Love the 389s. Love the classic old trucks. Reminds me of growing up in a truck with my dad. The newer trucks, it's kind of the same feeling with a touch of creature comfort.
Yeah. It's still a traditional style hood, right? It's still got the big hood out in front of you and everything like that, but it's just it's a little more updated, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Man, we're in for a treat today. We even got a trailer behind us and everything. So, I have to see if I can find it here. These windows are air up and down, which I forgot about, and which should be one of these switches here, right? Negative. There's a switch somewhere in here for Windows.
Have to be creative on that as well.
Has the locks. There you go. Hey, there it was. All right, so air on the passenger side and a crank on the driver's side.
On the driver's side.
It's 1990 for you right there.
Cat just purrs.
Yep. It sounds great. Honestly, we might ride around with the windows down again here in a little bit. Our viewers talk about the sound of, you know, hitting the jakes, coming in and out of places, and especially with these older engines, they love hearing that stuff. Driving for 4 years, but did you have any involvement in the transportation industry before you started driving?
Not a whole lot, other than just growing up in a truck with my dad.
Yeah.
I'm third generation truck driver.
Oh, okay.
Family full of truck drivers, and just kind of in my blood.
Yeah. No, I hear that. No, I'm the exact same way. You hear that a lot inside the transportation industry. You know, there's a whole lot of I guess you would call it like legacy employees or legacy transportation people. Just because, you know, like you said, your grandfather was into it, your dad was into it. What kind of trucks did your dad drive?
Mostly 379s, some Freightliners. Used to actually own a kind of a rare truck. It was a FLD 120, but with this set forward axle.
Yeah.
A little bit of older Pete's, like I said, older 379s.
Yeah, so the FLD 120, that was kind of like that was almost like a classic, right? A little bit.
Almost, yeah. It was just it was a kind of a funny looking classic.
Was that before classics were around?
I believe they were concurrent because it was early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
So it was. I believe that truck was a late 90s or 2000 model.
Yeah, my Freightliner model history is a little rusty. Although I did used to sell Freightliners, so I've sold a little bit of everything. But the ones I sold were all Coronados and classics. We never built any of the FLDs, although we did take quite a few in a trade-in. No more. Not like it's old school. I love it.
That off.
Nice. So you say your grandfather was into it. So what's do you remember anything about the trucks he drove or anything?
Lots of cab overs, Peterbilt cab overs.
Yeah.
I'm less familiar with models on those.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
363s maybe.
I wouldn't attempt to guess. I've seen a bunch of them at truck shows, and I talk to guys about them all the time. And they typically tell me the models of them, and I probably should be a lot better about it than I am, especially being that I sell new Peterbilts.
Yes,
But
yeah, he was into driving those, and then there for a little while, he actually owned some classic Macs, old
Yeah.
B-model Macs.
yeah,
And those were kind of his restoration trucks. And he owned, I believe, two or three mid-90s model 379s.
and was it only so like on the Mac subject? Was it only like certain styles of suspension, or was it like every single Mac had the rear ends that were like turned completely up?
I'm not 100% sure on those.
So, because I remember they used to be one of those things that my dad pointed out to me whenever we were like on the interstate. We'd get behind an older Mac, and the rear ends on the back, instead of the drive shaft going through the center chunk, and then like having or through the power divider back to the rear chunk, it would go like the drive shafts would go over to the top of it, and it almost looked like the rear ends were pointed directly up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Lots of heavy engineering on those old trucks.
Yeah. Well, they built those things to last for sure. I mean, they didn't. Those guys weren't messing around when they built those trucks back in the 80s and 90s. Like, especially these old Peterbilts. I mean, these things weigh a ton. They're like a tank, but they're. But I mean, they were. I mean, the idea is to build it to last, right?
Absolutely. And as evidence here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're in a 1990 model, still running strong, and this thing actually, the air ride cab actually made a big difference.
Made a huge difference. Feels awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've ridden a bunch of 379s before, and this thing is riding really smooth.
Rod's great. They did a great job with the restoration on this truck.
Yeah. Okay, so we made it back to Haynes Farm. We got the 379 back in the yard here. Josh, I really appreciate you driving me around. I'd shake your hand, but I'm holding the camera with the right hand. We'll do one of these.
No worries, right there.
So I really, again, appreciate you taking us around. It was good hearing about you and your life and where you're from, and looking forward to doing some more of these videos like this.
Yes, sir. It's awesome. Thank you,
All right.
guys.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you guys around kind of the facility here, and then show you guys what they got going on. So we're going to get started on that.
Awesome.
Thanks for the ride.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one of my favorite parts about being here so far is I've noticed how clean the facility is here. It's immaculately clean. They keep everything super organized. It's really, really nice. This is their shop behind me here. They got the painted, smoothed out floors. They've got actually another 379 that they're restoring. I'm gonna walk you guys over to the paint shop here in a minute. We're gonna do a walk around on that chassis. I'll show you that. And then more than anything, I just wanted you guys to see how serious they are here in the shop. These guys do not mess around, and it's been a really impressive day just walking around with these guys, checking out the facility and everything they got going on here. It's pretty nuts. And then even here, look at that parts room. That's a next level parts room right there. I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm gonna walk you guys over here and show you this chassis that they're working on right now, and basically the restoration job that they've got going on. So let's flip the camera around here. So here we are, is the 379 that these guys are restoring. And the first thing I noticed when I walked up on it, they've done a 379 with 389 headlights, which is cool and unique, because typically what you see is the transition going the other way around. You'll see 389 guys going to 379 headlights. So I thought this is really cool. That's gonna get some people to like turn their heads and scratch their heads. This is definitely gonna be a second look kind of thing whenever people see this hood. They're gonna see the 389 headlights, and then they're gonna see this grill, which 12 gauge makes a 379 grill that bolts up to a 389. So, at first thought, that's what people are gonna think has happened there. And then they're gonna have to start taking a real hard, close look at this cab. But as far as work that they've done to the cab, under the hood, I mean, they've made this thing look super sharp. They've done a really good job cleaning it up, carrying a theme throughout. Black firewall with black underneath the hood. That's pretty cool. I like the way that turned out. They need to put some black maybe on the body after that. and then it kind of ties it all together. But outside of that, the paint job that they laid on this cab is really, really nice. All the way around the rivets and everything. These guys did a fantastic job. And then going into it, you can see they took the time. They did the interior correct. Made all that look super slick. And then painted some panels around the truck. Again, carrying the black, and I want to call that a sunburst. I think that's sunburst orange. It just carries really well all the way throughout. Keeping the rubber floor inside the cab, and then coming back to the sleeper. It looks like they've added some additional sound in here. That's going to make it nice. Some additional speakers. Coming back to the sleeper, they're going carpet inside the sleeper. Nice new shiny pretty carpet. Again, took the paint job all the way in, you know, all the rivet lines, everything like that. It all looks just super slick. These guys did a fantastic job bringing this thing back to life. You see they put the stainless trim on the top of the sleeper. That's a pretty old school kind of thing. It looks really cool. And then going around to the back, just doing the 2 rear facing lights makes it look a little bit more factory. And honestly, you know, kind of all the way through, that really seems like what they were trying to do is make this truck, you know, seem like it looks brand new, but still yet kind of a factory look to it, instead of being like, you know, too much customization. I'm excited to see what they do to this thing once they get it on the frame. You know, what kind of accessories do they do? Because they've obviously, you know, they've gotten into a little bit so far. They went ahead and did the front and rear breather panels. They've done the drop visor, the 7 lights on the top of the cab. I mean, they've obviously done a little bit of customization to it already. So I'm anxious to see what it looks like once it gets set on the chassis. You know, what else do they do to it? But all right, we're gonna walk around and see some more of this location here. This is a 379 restoration, which is super cool that a fleet with drivers is basically going to, they're gonna finish this thing up. They said they're gonna do a little bit of truck showing with it. They're gonna take it to a show here and there, and then they're gonna put this thing on the road and make it a working truck, which is pretty dang incredible. They've done a really good job on the frame. You'll notice, you know, the frame is very smooth, looks like a brand new frame, nice and smooth. Oops, move their tank. They took the time to actually smooth the frame out, make it look nice and neat and clean. Did all the proper rewiring. See a lot of new wire heads here. Looks like they're doing maybe an engine conversion. But yeah, this is incredible. This 379 is going to, first of all, it's going to have air ride. It's going to look and ride like a newer truck. You just don't see a lot of fleets investing into their equipment the way these guys are, which is pretty incredible. They're running older stuff, traditional stuff, but they're doing it right. This is definitely the right way to do it. All right, so on top of this super huge facility, they've got, looks like a trailer for every occasion. They've got a lot of trucks, a lot of trailers. These guys said, you know, typically if you come in here, this place, you know, kind of looks like a little bit like a truck show. This, you know, there's a bunch of anywhere from a 1990 379 to a brand new 389. They've got a little bit of everything, you know, stacked up in the parking lot, just on your, you know, typical average everyday, I guess, day. But what the cool part about this is they've got their own wash bay. They've got their own huge mechanic shop back here that keep a ton of parts in stock. Their preventative maintenance is awesome. These guys are doing it right, and they're doing it really well. So there's not really enough positive things to say about the facility and everything going on here. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think. You know, put it down in the comments. I definitely should have put my sunglasses on. It's really bright, so I can't see what I'm looking at right now. But anyway, let us know what you thought. I thought it was a super cool fleet. Haynes Farm, they, I'm going to put a link in the description. They're definitely looking for drivers. They have a lot of really nice equipment. I'd highly recommend checking this place out. If you guys are in Middle Alabama looking for a job, these guys, they seem like they're doing a really good job with their drivers. They have a lot of benefits. They basically let you run as hard as you want to run, and you know, that basically dictates, you know, you can make as much money as you kind of want to make. And they're really, they said they're really laid back and easygoing about, you know, if you decide you need to take some time off, some family time or something like that, these guys, you know, they seem to be the type of guys where you can just call in, talk to them, tell them the scenario, and everything just goes smooth. But anyway, you guys know what to do. You got to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at Semi Casual Show. Check out our website. We've got some cool t-shirts coming very soon, probably in the next 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, it might have been a little premature bringing it up right now, but we got some really cool designs that we're working on right now, and we're pretty excited about it. So keep checking in on our website. Those designs are coming soon. And outside of that, we'll see you guys next time.